which would have made you sweat more.
I think I have a solution for this. I know a track nearby that's phenomenal. It's gonna be hot, and we all can drive on it, so it's more like a real race.
Cool.
The new venue is Thunderhill Raceway in Willows, California. It's a very different kind of track, and so are the cars.
All right, now I know what you're thinking. These aren't Indy cars, but here's why this test might give us better data than the previous one. Number one, temperature. It's 90 degrees out here at Thunderhill today, and that's not even inside the car. In these suits in the cockpit, we're definitely gonna feel it. Number two, physical exertion. These cars, they don't have any power steering, so we're gonna be constantly fighting the wheel to keep it on the track. Finally, number three, competition. All three of us are gonna be on the track at the same time in a real race scenario.
Should be fun. I gotta tell you now, though, I'm sort of scared shiftless.
You'd better believe it. In fact, Kari's so distracted that this time she announces her weight to the world.
My beginning weight is 124.
Grant follows.
Oh, really? 145?
Then Tory.
All right, 180. So after this race, I should weigh 170 if this myth is true. Let's start shifting those pounds off.
Once they've all had a last-minute health check,
A 74. Excellent.
our three rookie racers get the green light.
Hold on.
And within minutes, they're feeling the heat.
I'm feeling extraordinarily sweaty, and I feel a lot of exertion on, well, that would be turn number 11, where I'm having a hard time keeping the car on the track.
Oh, goodness gracious, that's fast.
So apparently, the car has a mind of its own and wants to go off-roading.
Even with only 3 cars, I'm definitely feeling an adrenaline bump. Whenever I get close to Kari, who's going much slower, or I try and catch Tory, who's going much faster, it just raises that level of adrenaline. And that adrenaline burst raises your heart rate, and in turn, burns a lot more calories.
Just like at Indy, they'll stop twice through the race to refuel and regain some composure.
You feel dehydrated at all?
I'm like, my throat is super dry.
Then it's back to the tarmac to hopefully forfeit another few pounds.
It occurs to me that there are 3 things that make this a much different test than the sauna. One is concentration. You have to focus entirely on keeping this car on the road. If you lapse for a second, you're off the road and in the dirt. 2, this is a workout. This is no power steering, so you actually have to muscle it into place. And the third thing, it's the G-load.
Now, let's just wind back to that first thing again. I'm sure Grant murmured something about concentration.
Just a momentary lapse in concentration, and I was off the track, spinning out, dirt flying everywhere. This is hard. Real hard.
Back on the track, Tory's still pushing the pedal as hard as he did on lap 1.
This is probably the best day of experimenting ever on this show. I'm exhausted, I'm sweaty, I'm hot, my body is getting fatigued, I'm sore, my neck is sore from holding the weight of the helmet. I don't know if I'm losing 10 pounds of sweat weight, but man, it's tough work.
With Kari and Grant also back on the road, well, mostly on the road, the minutes melt away to the magic 3-hour mark.
I am exhausted. I honestly didn't think I would be this tired. I feel like I just got beat up.
The truth of this myth rests on the numbers they'll read on the scale. They know they've put everything into this last-ditch attempt, and it's ladies first.
Let's see. 5.5 pounds I lost.
What?
Wow.
That's
Oh my
amazing.
Gosh.
What a diet.
That's almost half the weight of the myth. All right, Grant.
All right.
Let's see how much you lost.
4.5 pounds.
Oh.
Yeah, I had no idea.
That's pretty incredible. I lost 5 pounds after 3 hours of racing. I mean, that's half the weight that the myth talks about.
There's no question that race car reducing works like a charm. But is it thumbs up or thumbs down for this IndyCar myth?
So how are we gonna call this one?
Well, after 3 hours of racing, we did manage to lose on average 5 pounds, but that's not the 10 pounds that the myth talks about.
Yeah, but what we're doing out there in a real Indy race are a little different.
Yeah, you know, I could see a real Indy race being a lot more physically demanding.
I could see under the right conditions, with everything they have on the line, that they could lose twice the weight that we did.
Yeah, right set of circumstances, not an everyday occurrence. I think we could call this one plausible.
I agree, plausible.
Now who's driving home?
Not you, let's just say that.
Me.
What?